Everybody is about
to
to get lit.
Hookahs to go.
Hookahs to go. Hookahs to go. Hookahs to go. Hookahs to go. Hookahs to go. Hookahs to go. Yeah.
Go. Go. Go.
Holy. Now we just need to send that out to some hookah companies. Hey, you guys want to use this?
Hookahs to go. Hookahs to go. Hookahs to go. 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 That's how it should have gone.
Yeah, that was honestly not bad.
Oh, let me tell you about my idea that I don't think you ever heard about. That got picked up by a major podcast network, and I'm not even lying. What if you're not a sports? You're not a
major what?
Podcast network.
Okay, yeah.
Picked up this idea.
I'm listening.
You're not a sports guy, so I don't know how this is going to resonate with you. But let me ask you a question: when a team wins the Super Bowl or a championship, what do they do afterwards?
Well, they have a parade in the city.
What do they do before that?
They hold up the trophy.
What do they do after that?
I think that depends on the player, right? I mean, they're not
They
all...
pop champagne in the
locker room.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever watched those videos. They look like a lot of fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Now, the typical human being like you and I will never experience that ecstatic with the goggles, listening to music, bang, 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 Lil Jon in the background. Right. So why don't they invent a place called Champions where it's a locker room? Right? It's like you got engaged recently, right? So what if for your bachelor party we went to Champions? They have all the plastic champagne bottles. They give us the goggles. They give us the Bluetooth password. And we just go crazy for an hour. Limo there, limo back. Boom.
So you have a bunch of like paid employees that party with, like they go crazy with you?
No,
and like,
no.
Or you just bring your friends.
You bring your crew. Although I do like the idea of...
No, don't do my version because that's bad.
Actually... Your shit's brilliant. We could bring reporters and like they could compile a video. Oh man, I always knew I could meet a girl.
Now that's good.
Yeah.
You make a video of it, then you can post it, whether it's for like just for fun to fuck around or whatever.
But you also just get the party and like spray champagne on each other.
If you can make it look super realistic, and you get like the camera crews and journalists lookalikes there, people will love that shit. They will like want.
Put the camera shit aside. Wouldn't you want to celebrate in a locker room with your boys?
I mean, I can celebrate I can do the champagne thing. I don't know,
no,
dude. Okay, I don't have.
Wild,
this is
like,
what a not
soaked in champagne like style. Like,
does it have to be in a locker room? See,
this is you have to clean it. We couldn't do it here. There's carpet. There's a Persian rug behind me. There's a laptop.
Yeah, we do it outside.
No, dude.
Okay, see, you
get the cops called on you. Don't act like you're not a wild boy. I've seen you in Vegas, bro. You like to let loose.
I want to let loose. For some reason, a locker room doesn't. This is how not of a sports person I am, because the locker room thing doesn't excite me that much.
Okay.
If I were part of the team, I can totally understand how crazy
you're a part
it would
of the team, though. Like you got engaged or whatever.
But I don't want to be in the
best locker room celebrations.
All right,
Best
let's
locker
do
room
this.
celebrations.
Champagne. You can't tell me this doesn't appeal to you. No, why is okay? This is going.
Okay, but dude, okay here.
You don't want to do that, bro?
Dude, but hear me out for a second.
All right.
These guys have they're having the craziest moment of their lives,
right?
Because they just won a massive championship. Like they've been working for this moment their whole lives,
right?
We're just a group of like, can you imagine all of us show up low energy, like nothing fun has happened yet, and we just kind of show up, and you want us to match their energy?
It's a great point.
But if you made the goal of this business
to
just create content for people, then people would fake it to create content.
I originally thought of it like if you won like your intramural like championship, like if you play softball, and you won like your 50 and up league.
How much is okay? How much is it going to cost?
Like, it depends how many champagne bottles you want. It's going to be the cheapest of cheapest champagne, and it's going to be plastic bottles, so there's no glass. I've really thought about this.
Are they breaking the glass, and like how fucked up does that locker room
Oh, it
get?
gets fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
But it's going to be easy to clean. That's the thing. And that's why it has to be a locker room. Showers. And that's why it's plastic champagne bottles so they don't break. And you can bring your own beer.
Maybe with the right like softball league,
Yeah.
or whoever you're talking, it might work.
So you're saying...
Again, I'm seeing it. The business idea I see
you like the content
for content
part
creation
better.
purposes.
Okay.
That's where this really shines. In
Okay,
fact,
okay.
you could have why not go all out
Yeah.
and have a lot of different versions of that. Like there's a locker room version. Then you have like
The field, on field, or
sure. Or it can even go outside of sports.
I
Like,
think you're having an existential issue with it where you're thinking like these people don't deserve to party that hard. Is that what it is?
they deserve it.
Do they?
It's everyone deserves to party. It's their inner. People are hard to wind up.
Yeah.
Even, I mean, how many parties, get-togethers have we walked into where the energy was just kind of flat and it's hard to bring it up?
What if you found the Bogues hint on neutron? Shouldn't those guys be able to go to the locker room and do the Bogues hint on
That's
neutron?
so.
Because I know you're working on that right now.
When there's a big moment.
Aren't you working on that?
No, not.
Am I saying it right?
What you said is just craziness.
What am I?
The what neutron?
Bogues hitron neutron.
That's not what I'm working on. But let's say we achieved what we're aiming for,
Which is what?
which is fusion energy.
Okay.
Successfully realized net gain fusion
Yeah.
in a controlled environment.
So you're just gonna go home to
Laboratory
your wife.
environment.
So okay, let's say you find
So-
that shit. You can't just go home to your wife and watch Netflix and sip red wine. Like you gotta have a fucking moment, bro.
I agree.
You find that God particle.
Yes, I completely agree. That's a momentous. Yes, those people should celebrate. But why? Why do you want to go to a locker room? Like, not everybody.
Because you could be animalistic with it. You could just you could really let loose, like how we did in Vegas back in the day, where we'd just be going crazy in the streets.
Can there be other options besides the locker room? Like there's a like a club room. There's like some sort of crazy visual room with like, you know.
No, that's the whole
Holographic
point.
shapes.
Is to celebrate like an athlete that won the championship.
That only makes sense if you're an athlete that won a championship.
No, if you found the Bugs Bunny neutron, you deserve.
But
To
who, man?
celebrate.
Not everyone. Like, do you think a physicist is thinking about it like an athlete? Like, are they in their head thinking?
Bro, if a physicist finds the God particle, and then has to go home and like
but
play
we didn't just
Parcheesi,
beat a team.
They beat God. They beat physics. Like, if you beat physics, you should celebrate.
Why does
like
it have to be a locker room? I think that's the one part. Like, it makes sense for them to do it in a locker room because they have all their like warm-ups in there. Like, they have the speech. The coach gives a speech before the game.
Yep.
They all know. They've all had many conversations. Like, they've all bonded in the locker room. They all know each other's secrets.
You can't.
Like,
So
and then you go there. It's like your home. It's the home of the team. It makes sense to be there. But like, if you're a group of physicists, you know where you're gonna have the champagne, like in the control room of your lab.
And if you
like,
go
that's where you're
wild,
gonna drink
the
the champagne.
Bogues Hinton will escape the platform and destroy Earth. That's why you have to go to a locker. You can't celebrate in the lab.
But
In the star deck.
You can't celebrate with the spilling. Like, you can't just
But that's
spray
really
champagne.
celebrating.
So how about you have like a little science room?
Bro, you'd have to circumvent the parameters. Like, there's so much you would have to do to not blow up the world. Because you know if that God particle gets out, it's over.
Okay, first. Oh,
You do
jeez.
know that, right? The Biggs Hoton?
You know what's funny?
Literally, if that gets out, it's over. It has as much energy as an atom bomb.
Can I just... I don't know what to talk about. All right. First of all, the God particle is the dumbest... Whoever created that term is dumb.
Great marketing.
It might have been... I actually forgot. I don't know if it was a journalist or a physicist that first named it that. Mm-hmm. Yes. I guess it's great marketing. Yeah. But it's terrible in every other way.
Okay.
And second of all, yeah, man, I personally don't want to have my biggest party moment in a locker room unless I'm unless I'm on that team that used the locker room. That's the only way. That's the only reason.
If you found the Jesus particle, because I guess you don't like God, Moses, Muhammad, I don't know. If you found the atheist particle with your crew of laboratory,
that's not why I hate the name.
With your laboratory people, how would you celebrate that evening? Like, it just went through. Like, it just collapsed and created the results you wanted.
Champagne in the control room to start.
Okay.
Right?
This is the best movie ever.
Then you go to Colfax. Then you drive up to Colfax.
Keeping it local.
Yeah, and then and you have to make a choice.
Okay.
Are you going to spend $50?
Yeah.
Or are you going to spend $1,000? One of those. Are you busting out the piano again, dude?
Busting it out.
It's not going to be the same song twice. Like, nobody remembers it. Oh, that's
you like that? We just found a Bose particle. 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 Go. We just found a Bose particle. Harmonize. We just found the Bose particle. We just found the Bose particle. We just found the Bose particle. We just found the Bose particle.
I just found the Bose particle, the God particle. Everybody knows I'm a barnacle. I'm an old physicist, an old man with a scientist mentality. Profanity spits out of my mouth as I head to Colfax down south to visit some hookahs. Buy myself a hookah. And if you have $50, then perhaps I got you collared. And if you have $1,000, then you'll earn yourself a fuck, 'cause it's Colfax hookahs.
Colfax hookahs.
Come to Colfax hookahs.
That's where the Bose particle was found. It's the God particle. It's Colfax. It's the Bose particle.
Yeah.
I love that I keep trying to talk science and all you could fucking think of is Colfax in Colorado.
Oh, Hold on, man. We were not talking science.
We were definitely talking science.
No. We were talking about locker room celebrations.
Do you miss Colfax? What's going on with your Colfax infatuation? Oh, shit. Tess?
I don't miss Colfax. But I'm fascinated with, like, shady urban areas. My whole life I've been fascinated with them.
You have.
Are you? Aren't we all?
Not as much as you. I think I'm interested by them, but you're like full on fascinated.
Yeah. I guess that's why it's on my mind.
We should take a trip down Colfax one day. Like a vlog. Do a vlog on Colfax.
Is there any like bars we can just hit up there or something?
There's this one bar I've been dying to go to. It's off Colfax and Peoria. And it looks so shady, but every time I drive by, I'm like, I just want to go inside and like have a beer, a brewski.
I get super intrigued by like hole in the wall bars in like a weird area. Like what is that place? What is that place? What are the people in there?
Yeah,
dude.
I used to walk into those spots, and it was always the same thing.
Yeah,
it was just a bunch of
locals,
pretty cool alcoholics.
Yeah. Yeah.
that all knew each other. Like,
You know when you walk by a bar at
Yeah.
like noon on a Sunday
yes.
and you hear noise and you smell alcohol coming from outside and you're
I
like, what
love
is
that
going
smell.
on in there,
I
man?
love that smell, bro.
What is
that
going
smell.
Like they're going hard already. It's like noon.
man. But they live for it. That's all they have, unfortunately.
That's sad.
Yeah. The bar's like their family.
I'll drink to that.
Cheers. Ooh. That was a nice sound.
Yeah. You know what bar I really enjoyed the vibe of is Frolic Room. That was the
Bro!
only time I've been there. That was the only time I've been there is with you. I like the vibe of that bar. Something about that bar hit right.
Oh
Like,
man, I love LA so much. I feel like I
Yeah.
missed my calling by not going to LA as a youngin. And it, from what I hear, it's not what it used to be. But yeah, the Frolic
You know,
Room.
I'm hoping it comes back. Actually today, my fiance went to LA with her mom today, and she said it feels ridiculously lively. Like not like the last couple times we've seen it, and gives me hope that maybe it'll come back.
Let's do our what that made me think of is like how Joe Rogan keeps shitting on LA and like all these like left wing states.
I can't believe.
Fuck off.
How can he shit on LA when LA is how he got big?
Damn.
He got big through the Comedy Store.
Damn.
He had his whole crew that went on his podcast. A lot
Yeah.
of them were coming straight from the Comedy Store. A lot of
Right.
them were living in that area. Yeah, I don't know.
But Austin is so much better. Like, yeah, they didn't make you mask, which impeded on my freedoms.
Yeah, dude.
Bro.
That mask issue did a number on us, didn't it?
It sure did.
Masks did a number on us.
This is like
Masks
a
and
weird...
vaccines. Vaccines were not a big deal at all before the pandemic. Everybody just, except for a tiny minority,
Yeah.
everybody got their kids
Yeah.
vaccinated. We all had a whole sheet of vaccines we had to get
Right.
just to be able to go to school.
Right.
No problem.
There's this weird revised history about the pandemic where it wasn't that dangerous and that vaccines and masks didn't work and that the hospitals weren't flooded.
It's a tough one.
And that the government was just trying to force their hands on us. And it's like, no, actually, if you talk to a nurse, the pandemic was actually really rough and killing people. Did the government force their hand a little too much? Sure, maybe. But we should have been in lockdown.
This was said very early in the pandemic. People were saying this. If we do everything right,
Yeah.
it will look like it wasn't a big deal.
Right.
And people will say we overreacted.
Ah.
But that's the thing is it's because we acted.
I'm so angry at these fuckers, dude.
Yeah.
I have so much hate in my heart for the Joe Rogans of the world, the Russell Brands of the world, the Andrew Schultzes of the world. And I hate saying it because I always thought subconsciously I would be on one of those podcasts. But I'm burning the fucking ships that brought me to the land, and I'm saying fuck all you hoes.
I don't know what's happening, man. There's a lot of people. So it's not even just those guys. Even some of the guests. Okay, here's another one for me
Yep.
personally. Jordan Peterson.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
you ever were a fan.
No,
if I
I
remember
was. I
correctly.
was a huge fan.
You were a fan?
I'm
Okay,
still a fan, by the way.
Okay.
I think he's spot on with so much shit and so not spot on with so much other
Yeah.
shit.
I liked his stuff. Like I feel like some of his kind of get your life together stuff hit me at the right time.
The way he breaks down
But-
movies and philosophies and literature is brilliant.
Yeah, I like some of it. Yeah, but he also it's like we're in this time where people have to roll down a path. There's only like you either go down this path or you go down this path.
Yeah.
And to stay relevant, he had to go the full far right path in many of his views now. And
So you think
It's
a lot
different.
of it is like business decision?
I think a lot of it is staying relevant like, for the podcasters. Yeah, because we live in a time where if you say anything, we're all so polarized. You know, you say one thing
Yeah.
that doesn't agree and you assume the worst about him.
Which is
I
wrong.
try not to do it.
Yeah.
But I see the whatever information I'm absorbing
Yeah.
is doing that to me.
Of course.
Without me wanting to be that way.
100%.
It's making me reactionary and polarized.
Yes.
Just by the information that I'm absorbing.
Right.
And
people take that shit too far. Like, I'll just make a comment, be like, "Are you a Republican?" I'm like, "No, I just have an opinion.
Right.
It may not be in your algorithm that it's the right opinion, but I'm not the devil because I had this opinion."
It's crazy, man.
But
it's crazy. It's one of the reasons Trump
Yeah.
won the election.
yeah,
It's because
the Democrats went too far on that woke shit.
the Democrats went way too far on the woke shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess, because you didn't want to keep debating whether kids should have sex changes,
Right.
you decided to vote in an existential threat to the world. That was the decision that was made. I'd rather keep debating kids' sex changes, which I don't, by the way, I don't think kids should have sex changes.
Right.
Just going to throw that out there.
Right.
I think that's an extreme left idea that I don't agree with.
I would argue most leftists disagree with that concept.
Extreme leftist. I would say that there's a lot of leftists
That disagree with that concept.
disagree with the kids
Yes.
should have. And I don't think women who change to men or men who have a sex change to women should then go competing in women's sports.
Right.
In some circles, that's an extreme statement.
Yes.
I don't think that's an extreme statement, but
Yeah, but it's such a small thing.
it's a tiny thing. We're debating about 1% of the population,
If
and
that.
it's driven
Yeah.
people to change their vote entirely. They're ignoring
Everything else.
They're ignoring
Right.
everything because of this
Exactly.
issue.
So that's my issue is all these this is specifically my issue, my frustration is towards the figureheads that are in media right now, the YouTube figureheads. Okay, sure, you have some points about the left. But I have not heard a single fucking criticism about Trump. And there is plenty to criticize. And if you don't think there's plenty to criticize, you're stupid. You're not smart. You're a dumb human being.
Yeah.
Or you're unfair, or you're after a dollar, right? Because you could just look at the guy and see the way he moves and the decisions he makes and the narcissism and say, hey, when has Joe Rogan ever said anything bad about Trump? When has Russell Brand said anything negative about Trump?
They'll spin his ridiculousness as, oh, he's just a comedian. He's just being funny.
He's the
The
president.
Democrats don't get humor. He's just being funny.
But he's not a comedian.
He's not a
He's
comedian.
the president. Like that Puerto Rico floating trash thing. I don't know how you felt about that comment. I don't even know if that was on your radar.
I heard about it, yeah.
The Kill Tony shit.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, if anyone, I always bring this example up. I'll bring it up a million times. But when my grandpa died, my cousin was making jokes about his death an hour after he died while he was in the room. Yeah. So I'm all for jokes.
Yeah.
But if you're the president of the United States and you're having a whatever the fuck that shit was, Republican National, I don't know I can't remember what it was, and you have someone on stage saying Puerto Rico's a floating trash, whatever the fuck, that's wrong. You're the president of the United States. You're setting the tone for the country.
Yeah.
And people are spinning it like it's just comedy. No, fuck you. No, it's not, dude. This is a different platform. We should be dignified in our shit. Like, and this whole concept of like, Elon Musk and Donald Trump are such good trolls. I don't want a troll to be my president, you fuckers.
For real. Well, you're absolutely right. He's not a comedian. Actually, Sam Harris made this great point about this whole thing, which is that because of the way Trump acts, and not just Trump, but other people in the Trump world, because of the way they act, they're excused from anything.
Right.
They can be wrong
Right.
as many times as they want.
Yep.
They can do something really fucked up or criminal as many times as they want, and it never catches up to them. It never bites them. Whereas any serious,
dignified
politician or expert or committee member or anything, they would be held to a completely different standard. If they fucked up,
Right.
oh, you fucked up.
Yeah.
Their career is over.
Exactly. Yeah.
But Trump and that world, they just keep getting away with it
yeah.
because they're not subscribed. They're not held to the same standard
Yeah.
at all. And people keep making these excuses
Yeah.
that they're just making a joke, man.
And that is exactly my issue.
That is a big issue.
That's exactly my whatever in my craw.
Yeah, man. I don't know what the next 4 years are going to be like.
Yeah.
I think best case scenario
Yeah.
is just a lot of embarrassment for our country. A lot of pointless tweets and statements that don't come to pass. That's like, we'll get lucky if that's all it is. Just a lot of embarrassment.
Yeah.
America becoming even more just
Of a laughing stock.
of a laughingstock in the eyes of the world. I think we'll get off easy if that's all that happens in the next 4 years. That's like,
I would settle for that in a million years.
yeah.
We're at the time mark, so we have to stop it now. Maybe we take a break. And then,
Sounds good.
I mean, yeah. All right.
Peace.